I'm Lisa Zavaniak, and today we're talking about using the full moon to help you figure out your shadow work for your solar plexus chakra. So today's video will be in three parts. First, we're going to have a look at the signs of an imbalanced solar plexus chakra. Two, we are going to look at the shadow work that you can do for the solar plexus, specifically taking a look at the habits that you have surrounding shame. And three, we're going to look at some rituals that you can do, some daily practices that you can bring into your life to help you to release this work that you do for your solar plexus. So let's get started. So, part one, the signs of an imbalanced solar plexus chakra. So, first, let's have a look if it is totally imbalanced. You are going to have a good self image. You're going to be humble and understand where in your life you actually have control. And you'll also be able to take compliments well. But if the chakra is unbalanced, then that means it's either overactive, where you have kind of an attitude that is, I'm better than everyone else, or you're wanting to overpower others, or you deal with perfectionism. Or it could be underactive, where you have very low self esteem, you feel inferior to others and even powerless. Overall, this chakra is dealing with shame. You feel anger, fear, and have addictive patterns of behavior, really. And really a strong desire to want to control or to be in power over other people. So, this brings us to part two, which is the shadow work that we can do to go ahead and find the habits that we have created around our behavior. And so that's exactly what we're going to do. Whether you would like to journal this or use a audio recorder on your phone or whatever you would like, what we want to do is start to raise our awareness about our behavior and really start to look at where does shame or anger or fear or addictive patterns in our behavior, where does perfectionism, whatever it is that you are resonating with signs of being imbalanced, where is that showing up in your life? And just as important, not just where it's showing up, but where you are acting and reacting to enable this to continue playing a role in your life. Because, of course, we all have control here. It's just sometimes we lose track of the fact that we actually have control over our decisions and our thought patterns and where we focus our attention and on our habits and our behavior. And when we lose track of that, it becomes very easy for us to then feel powerless, which hence then brings about the imbalance in the chakra. So, habits around your behavior would be things to look for as your automatic reaction to things that are going on around you. If somebody says something, or things unfold a certain way, or if things don't work out, or if things do work out how you had anticipated, how do you react to that? What are your original thoughts? Right? What do you say to yourself? What do you say to other people? What do you say to yourself? But also, how do you speak about yourself to other people? If you are coming from an overactive chakra, then you are perhaps placing a lot of judgments on other people, judging yourself against those other people, or judging yourself against yourself, right? Where is this judgment coming from? Where did this habit start to form? Because let's be clear, really, that is what these types of behaviors are. We have a reaction to something because of however we are perceiving things in our world, and as well as our balance or imbalance that is lying in our energy pattern. And when we have this reaction, it serves a need within us. And when we feel like that need is being met, we go ahead and we continue to do that behavior. So, casting judgments upon other people, for example, casting judgments upon yourself is just something that you learned to do at some point, became something that you thought was effective. And so you've created a habit. So get very clear on what your habits are, on how you speak to yourself, what you think, how you judge yourself against others, how you judge yourself against yourself. Side note, if you are loving this video, and I know that you are, I have a beautiful free chakra balancing meditation for you. The link for that is down in the description for this video. Go ahead and click on that, download the video, and get started with helping to realign and balance your chakras today. And in step 3, we want to do some rituals here to allow us to, now that we've done the shadow work, determine what it is that we want to release and then go ahead and release those with the full moon. Now, if you haven't watched my other videos before, particularly the one on releasing with the full moon, this is the time to stop right here and go and watch that video because it does give you some great rituals to do that would be really wonderful for you to understand and know and be resonating with at this time. So while our next video is going to be about bringing in, right, new things, manifesting new things to help us to heal, which will be the creation of new habits, what we want to do for this video is to get ourselves crystal clear on what our current habits are, determine if any of them are ones that we are willing to release, and then start going through a process of allowing ourselves to release that. So that's where the previous video comes in play, where you can choose one of those rituals to physically release things that are no longer serving you. But for today's video, I would like us to actually look at rituals that we can do as a daily practice so we can raise our awareness as to what we are doing. We can have a firmer understanding of what our habits actually are so that then with the full moon, we can go ahead and determine which are ones that we want to release and do those, one of those previous rituals, perhaps that we talked about in the other video, to go ahead and release those. So here's what I mean by a daily routine. So ideally, what you would do is at the end of every day, you would sit back and reflect upon your day. Reflect upon how you reacted, whether that was internally or externally, to what was going on around you. Things that people were saying, the way that things unfolded in the day, whether things went well or didn't go well, whatever it is, right? And reflect back and say, okay, so outwardly, I was agreeing and saying, yes, that's no problem. But inwardly, I was really heavily judging whether or not I'd be able to do this. I was really feeling like I was not worthy here, that I would not be able to do it. Like, I can't believe that they were even asking me that. So I had two different things going on, the outward perception for them and the inward reality for myself of what was happening here, right? So that you start to see the patterns that unfold so that you can start to really get a sense for, wow, that is just automatic habit. That when somebody is putting me forward for something that perhaps is new for me, that I automatically assume that I can't do it, that I automatically feel that fear, that I feel that inferiority, right? Or I start to judge myself against other people that have done this before, or whatever it is that comes up for you, that you realize that that is just a habit. That is an instinctual habit, but the habit nonetheless that you have created. And then you sit back and say, okay, now that I see that this is habit, is this something that I need to keep? Is it serving my highest good? Or am I willing and ready to let this go? If it's in the ready to let it go pile, well, then we'll take a pile, literally a collection of these different things that we are ready to let go. And we'll go ahead and do one of our previous rituals that we discussed in the full moon video. And you can go ahead and release those with that. I hope that you found this video quite helpful. I love serving you in this way with sharing this information. Please go ahead, if you haven't subscribed already, go and do that so that you never miss another notification of these videos.